All right, there you go.
Genesis 1:20, right? Yeah, come.
Genesis 1:20 reads, and the power said that the waters being forth abundantly and moving the creature that hath life and fowl that may fly above the earth, the open firmament of heaven.
Yeah, so that's talking about the evolvement of the animals from the water, man. That's basically what that is. Go verse 21.
And the power to create great whales and every living creature that
And every living creature, that also consists of mankind. Yo, somebody get a Mark 16 and 15.
That's also in the apocrypha too, man, where it says, where the Lord called us creatures.
Yeah.
We try to find it.
And right that Mark. I love that Mark.
Yeah, Mark 16, 15.
This is the book of Mark 16 and 15. It says, and he said unto them, go ye, it says, go ye into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature.
See that? So a creature also consists of mankind. So you go back to Genesis 1:21, and Yahweh created whales from every living creature. That's also talking about mankind. Someone get a 2 Corinthians 5 and 17.
Mark what? Mark
16 and 15.
Well, they got that 2 Corinthians 5 and 17.
2 Corinthians 5 and 17.
Yeah.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 17. And it reads, anybody got an extra pen? This one's no good.
Yeah.
This is 2 Corinthians 5 and 17. And it says, therefore, if any man be in Mashiach, he is a new creature.
See that? So once again, that creature is emphasized, including mankind. So that was basically, that breaks down that scripture, every living creature. So when Yahweh created every living creature, he created mankind. That goes against the Christian doctrine that said that Adam and Eve were the only beings created on the earth. They were mankind or human beings upon the earth.
It says, old things are passed away. Behold, all things are become new.
Yeah, that's all I want. Someone get a 2 Ezra 8 and 45.
I got it. This is in the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 8, verse 45. And it says, be not wroth with us, but spare thy people, and have mercy upon thine own inheritance, for thou art merciful unto thy creature.
See, so once again, it means clearly the fact that creatures also includes mankind. So people like to think that, well, that's animals, you know. They'll figure that that's all the animals, but that includes mankind.
Yeah.
Creature. We even consider beasts. That's why
I got that.
That's why we grow canes and shit too, just to eat what? Meat. So you're gonna tell me lions and shit like that can eat meat, but we don't, right? We can eat meat. We can eat grass. We eat all sorts of shit. That's what the scripture says. For the earth shall be
By meat.
That's in the book of, what is that, Genesis? Where it says the herbs of the field shall be for thy meat.
Yep.
Right? So just like deer and shit like that eat grass and shit like that. So we eat all that they eat. So it only makes sense that we will be called creatures too.
We got motors that's to share the meat.
Yep.
We got motors. Motors are pretty much that. Mark 16, 15.
Mark 16.
Precept.
2 Corinthians 5 and 17. And 2 Ezra 8 and 45.
This is Ecclesiastes 3 and 18. I said in my heart concerning the state of the sons of men, that the Most High might manifest them, and that they might see that they themselves are beasts.
Yeah, that's the sons of man. That's the heathen, right?
Perfect.
The heathen nations.
Ecclesiastes 3 and 18.
So you got three classifications of the people upon the earth, right? You got the sons of the Most High, you got the sons of the wicked, and you got the sons of man. The sons of the wicked is Esau, Edom, the sons of the Most High is the Israelites, and the sons of man are the other heathen nations.
Get Sirach 16 to 16.
This is Ecclesiastes 16.
What is it up?
Sirach 16 and 16.
And get wisdom of Solomon 19:6.
It says, His mercy is manifest to every creature.
Right, so his mercy is manifest unto every creature. So we can see that that's not referring to animals, man. Lions and shit like that. That's referring to men. Right? Go ahead. See, and this is something that Christians don't go into, man. So when they read the book of Genesis, the first chapter, they're looking at the word creature and they just saying, oh, that's just a beast of the field. That's just the lizards and the snakes, you know, the cows and the sheep and the goats. No, the Lord created the creatures, also meaning men. Go ahead.
It says, His mercy is manifest to every creature, and He has separated His light from the darkness within adamant.
Right.
Keep going.
Go down to 17.
Verse 17. Say not thou, I will hide myself from Yahweh. Shall any remember me from above? I shall not be remembered among so many people. For what is my soul among such an infinite number of creatures?
Right, for the infinite number of creatures. And then the scriptures say, for Jacob possessed the sand of the sea. They cannot be numbered. So Jacob is that infinite number of creatures. Right? So, you know, we can keep moving on.
I got a,
Yeah, please up.
real quick, it's not a precept, but I got a definition. In the blue letter for that word creature, it's nephesh, is how you say it in Hebrew, and it says soul, self-life, creature, person, appetite, mind, living being, desire, emotion, passion. It says
See, you're going into creature, right?
Yeah.
So one of the definitions in there was also person.
It continues to grow. It says that which breathes the breathing substance or being, soul, the inner being of a man, living being. It says the man himself, self, person, or
Genesis
individual.
1 and 21.
So that was the point. It says the man himself, self, person, or individual. So that's basically the point in that definition for creature in Genesis 1 and 21.
Keep going on. Verse 22.
You want that wisdom of Solomon?
Go ahead with the wisdom of
Solomon
Solomon.
19 and 6, it says,
Yeah.
For the whole creature, in his proper time, was fashioned again anew, serving the particular commandments.
Wait, hold up. Can an animal serve the commandments?
No.
Can a dog keep the commandment?
No.
Can a lizard keep the commandment? No.
I got one commandment: be fruitful and multiply.
Right. Go ahead and read that back from the top.
For the whole creature, in his proper time, was fashioned again anew, serving the particular commandments that were given unto them, that thy children
Right? So it even said that thy children, go ahead.
might be kept without hurt.
There you go, man. So we are also considered the creature. So when you go back to the book of Genesis 21, it says, and the Most High created great wells and every living creature, man. So like the brother Shamar said, you know, Adam and Eve wasn't the only ones in the earth, man. You know, you had men and women on the earth, and they were also, you know, put in different destinations of the world, man.
Yeah, those times they were known as the Adamites.
Adamites,
You know,
right.
It was a group of people that were living in that period of time.
Yeah. That would be incest then. And if I may add too, that's why mankind's made out of like what, 70% or more of water? We're made from the dust out of that water.
Right. Because Eve came out of men, like the brother said, the Adamites, which made it incest. That's why the Lord said, for their nakedness has been shown. Now, when you go into the book of Isaiah, the scripture says that nakedness was sin. So the Lord had to open them up unto that, man, in order to populate the earth.
So if you think about it, it goes back to with Christianity, you think about how did Cain get a wife? That he had to have other people. Because at that time, it was Cain and Abel. Didn't talk about a sister anywhere for him to take. So when he went off, who did he end up marrying into? There was other people there. It wasn't just him.
That's what the scriptures say, when Adam and Eve were made private to their sin, they hid among the trees. The trees were naked.
Yeah.
Verse 22. Read, the power blessed them, saying, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters and the sea, and let the fowl multiply in the earth.
Right, so it says, be fruitful and multiply. So men were multiplied upon the earth, man. Go ahead.
Verse 23 to read, and the evening and the morning were the fifth day. And the power said, let the earth bring forth a living creature out of his kind, cattle and creeping things, and beasts of the earth after his kind, and it was so. And the powers made the beasts of the earth after his kind, and cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after his kind. And the power saw that it was good. And the power said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish.
So what does that mean, though? You know, let us make man in our image. Get that in Wisdom of Solomon 7 and 26.
So Wisdom of Solomon 7, 26.
Yeah. Somebody got that?
Yeah, I got it. It says, for she is the brightness of the everlasting. So like it says, for she is the brightness of the everlasting light, an unspotted mirror of the power of the Most High, and an image of his goodness.
In the image of his goodness. So she is the image of his goodness. So the image the Lord made man of was righteousness, man. Go ahead.
What is that? Genesis 1 and 26? It says, verse 27, it says, in being but one, she can do all things, and remaining in herself, she maketh all things new, and in all ages entering into holy souls, she maketh them friends of the Most High and prophets.
There you go. So let's go ahead, go back to that Genesis 1 and 26.
And that kind of goes into the breath of life being put upon them. You know?
Yeah.
That's what.
Uh-huh.
Scripture.
Wisdom of Solomon 7 and 26 and 27.
And that also was talking about order, man. So he was never given order. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because they says they were made friends of the Heavenly Father. You know, you can only be a friend of the Heavenly Father if you follow His
You follow
commandments.
his commandments.
Yahweh said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea. So basically he gave order how to properly conduct themselves on the earth, man. Can someone get Exodus 23 and 20?
This is Exodus 23 and 20. It says, behold, I send an angel before thee to take thee in the way and to bring thee into a place which I have prepared. Beware of him and obey his voice. Provoke him not, for he will not pardon your transgressions, for my name is in him.
So he prepared the way or taught him correctly, man. Can I get out Psalm 91:11?
The Psalms 91 and 11, it says, for he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways.
See, order once again. The Most High sends the angels to keep these in order. Because as people know, we talk about it, man. You know, just tell us the truth. We didn't know how to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. So when we were given that breath of life, you know, those dry bones being woken up, like it says in Ezekiel, we were given the proper understanding of what order is, man. How to conduct ourselves as men of the Lord.
Right now. Go ahead.
And the birds, that's why we'll be in the kingdom. The animals are going to be subject unto us. You know, it's going to go back to how it was before Esau took over, man.
That's why they let them have dominion.
Yeah, there's a scripture in Job that says that the beasts of the field should be
In league with you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This also goes to show you that they were given the laws, spiritually speaking, but orally. Right? That's why even when you go into the book of Genesis, the 4th chapter, he said, what? For sin lieth at the door. We understand sin through the book of 1 John chapter 3, verse 4, where it says, for the transgression of the laws is sin. So we know that sin was during that period of time, man. But Christians will tell you that sin didn't exist until they got the tablets from the Lord at Mount Sinai, which is a bunch of bullshit. Because how would Noah, when a flood came in, how did Noah tell between clean and unclean animals?
Why was Cain's sacrifice not accepted?
Right.
And why was Cain cursed? You know, if you look at his father's nakedness, so you know there was already a system of thought that you know you sleeping with another man, that shit was off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because Cain gave fruits, and the Lord didn't accept that offering because the law was meat, man, animal sacrifice. So there was a word, like the brother said, there was a oral law, a verbal law at that time, man.
Yeah. Right.
There was nothing set in stone, so to speak.
And what they don't understand, it all goes back to what they call common sense, man. Common sense actually is going into the laws that were given unto us orally. That's why you know, I mean, shit, did you grow up, did you hit the age of 17 and you wanted to kill somebody? You knew it was wrong to do that shit. You know it's wrong to steal. You know it's wrong to do those things. So the whole so-called common sense shit were actually the righteousness of the Most High that was put up in us.
He going back into, I think it's Abraham, when him and his wife were in Egypt. He told her, you know, act like I'm your brother, at least they slay me. And the Egyptian king at the time, he said, why didn't you tell me it was your wife? And you would have laid sin upon us. Because he was getting ready to lie with her. So it shows you that the law was even then.
So go back to Genesis 2:26.
And the power said, let us make man in our image and after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowl of the air, and over cattle, and over all the fleeing, over all the earth, and out over every creeping thing that creepeth on the earth.
We're going to get that back, man. We're going to get dominion over the animals, dominion over everything on the earth. Someone get Isaiah 11:8 or 11:6.
Yeah, so the scriptures talk about how the tender mercies of the wicked are true. They regard not the life of beasts.
Yeah.
And when we get back in power, meaning that we're gonna have dominion over fish in the sea, we're gonna establish order so that life could procreate, man. So life could flourish. See, and that's where all this goes into. That's what we were made in the image of the Heavenly Father. So that's what the Heavenly Father created. And He created life for it to expand, bro.
To grow, to have to bear fruit.
Isaiah 11:6. The wolf also shall dwell with the lamb, and the leopard shall lie down with the kid, and the calf and the young lion, and the fatling together, and a little child shall lead them.
See, so all the animals are going to be in order again, man. You know, you're going to allow your children to play with a lion. You not worry about it, man.
That's what the adder talking about.
Keep on going.
Verse 27 reads,
So what I'll talk about this brother. Yeah.
Okay. Verse 7, and it says, Isaiah chapter 11, verse 7, and the cow and the bear shall feed their young ones, shall lie down together, and the lion shall eat straw like the ox. And the suckling child shall play on the hole of the asp, and the weaned child shall put his hand on the cockatrice den. Then shall not say, they shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain. For the earth shall be full of the knowledge of the Lord, as the waters cover the sea.
So it's going to be full of order, man. So the whole earth is going to be in divine order, man. You know, everything's going to be in order, man. Brothers is hoping for that. You know, your woman in order, your family in order, your kids in order, yourself in order, man. And we're going to have the law, order, written in our inward parts.
Yeah, the animals are gonna be happy, bro. You know, they're gonna have no reason for them to attack us because they're gonna have their habitat, everything's gonna be in perfect order. They're gonna flourish, they're gonna live, you know, they're gonna see the little ones being brought up. They're not gonna see the little ones being taken from Esau and put in these fucking zoos and shit, bro.
Yeah. And you ever see those, when the old ones come, they bring that book and they show all the animals, man.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be like that movie of the Jungle Book, you know, the Jungle Book where they leave where all the animals. Yeah.
They saw people collecting animals' heads and stuff like that. What if I grab this quick verse? It's Zechariah 8:12. For the seed shall be prosperous, the vine shall give her fruit, and the ground shall give her increase, and the heavens shall give their dew, and I will cause the remnant of this people to possess all these things.
That's talking about dominion over everything, man.
I got one.
Yeah, I got to get
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 66. No, 65 and 25. It says, the wolf and the lamb shall feed together, and the lion shall eat straw like the bullock, and dust shall be the serpent's meat. They shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountains, saith Yahweh.
What is that up?
This is Isaiah 65 and 25.
Hey, it's cold too, because in the wild, animals actually eat a lot of vegetables, and a lot of herbs, because that chlorophyll cleanses out their system. Because even wolves, they'll eat decayed animals, so to have that extra chlorophyll in there, that's the antibiotic. So those things are meant to be.
Even dogs, when they get sick, they go with rats.
Yep.
I got one. I got one. This is Romans 8 and 22. It says, I'll start at verse 20. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who has subjected the same in hope, because the creature itself also should be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of the Most High.
Man.
So that goes into the animal suffering, everybody suffering, man.
There's one where it says, there's one where it says the creature hates it for the revealing of the sons of the Most High, man. That's it?
Yeah, that's it. It says, for the earnest expectation of the creature waited for the manifestations of the sons of the Most High.
Because through us, we put out the proper order.
Yeah.
Right? We're not supposed to eat these animals. There's animals being hunted that know damn well they shouldn't be hunted, so they're not built for it.
You don't even look
Fucking
like
panic
you're supposed to
attacks.
eat them.
Yeah, like they have a dolphin killing somewhere. I forgot where it's at. I think it's in somewhere in New Zealand or something like that.
Whale killing too?
Yeah, where they just fucking turn the water blood red.
And Esau just killing them for trophies, man.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be killing animals for trophies. You know, you kill them for the purpose of eating. You know, you go and you hunt them and you eat them, and that'll be the whole meal for the whole day, man.
Yep.
There's only certain animals that you're supposed to do that to.
Well, even when we had lambs, we had flocks of lambs. They were there for sacrifices they were eating, man.
Mm-hmm.
What's that scripture? If someone find it, the tree shall rejoice, and don't kill it.
Isaiah 14.
Yeah.
If I may finish this one real quick though, it says, verse 21, because the creature itself also should be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of the Most High. For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now.
What verse is that?
Romans 8 and 22. So that goes into why we in the condition that we're in, man. Why animals act the way they act. Because everything's out of order. You know what I mean?
And Combo, it says that it says that the whole earth is out of course.
Another way to say that, out of order.
If I can say real quick, there's an animal called a narwhal. It's that whale with the horn on it. Apparently, those animals have terrible fucking anxiety. And you know damn well it's because Esau was hunting them damn near to extinction just for that fucking horn.
Yeah, so there's a trauma that they're born with, man.
Yep.
They're born with the trauma of being hunted, man, for the horns.
And Combo, it's also why you have very few, I think they're called white rhinos left. There's very few rhinos because they see a horn and fucking Esau's like a child. I want that horn. They'll kill that animal just to take the horn. Or they'll kill, or they'll put it to sleep and they'll take the horn. Exactly. Fucking devil, man. Who the fuck does that, bro?
What if Assad has something?
I got one, bro. This is the book of Hosea, chapter 2 and 18. It says, and in that day, I make a covenant for them with the beasts of the field and with the fowls of heaven and with the creeping things of the ground. And I will break the bow and the sword and the battle out of the earth and will make them to lie down safely. So in the kingdom, there's going to be an agreement with the man and animal. There ain't going to be no war. There ain't going to be no separation between animals and the Israelites. There's going to be a covenant. They won't lie down in safety. Because the scriptures tell you that the Lord is, what does it say? What we paraphrase, it says, beast to tear. That's what's going to happen at the end of the world, right? But in the kingdom, it's gonna be a covenant. There's gonna be no destroying in the wars in the kingdom. It's gonna be like peace. We don't lie down with the animals. Children,
And what
trees.
was that?
This is Hosea 2 and 18.
Okay, we're gonna be able to communicate with the animals in a way that we don't even know right now, bro.
Hey, it's even in the scripture where I believe it was a prophet that talked to an animal, man.
The donkey.
Yeah, donkey. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, y'all ever seen that movie Encanto?
Also in Numbers too, when when the donkey saw Balaam out there, the donkey saw the angel. He was going to curse Israel. Numbers 23.
Communicate with animals.
When I said most of the time when animals attack, it's because most of the time Esau's fucking them.
Yeah.
Like for example, a very problem. They have a lot of sharks. They don't really fucking keep them. Most time they just leave them alone.
Yeah.
Lions, they don't really try to. They'll scare you off because you're in this territory. Most time Esau is trying to swim down to extinction.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
they're
plus, when these
like-
sharks come up to the shores, because Esau is putting all his fucking,
It's food, yep.
all of his food,
Yeah.
from the water. So guess what, man? It has to go to new territory to find food for it. Come up to the shore, man.
But like the brother quoted, the whole world's out of course. You got animals moving in places they're not supposed to be. But they're doing that because they're looking for a source of food and shit, man. And these devils, they just out there killing and hunting them. You know, and they making us prey to animals because now, even like a dog, man, if you have a dog and you beat a dog and you mistreat a dog, the dog will start to fear human
People,
shit.
yep.
It will start to fear people. So when you try to go reach for it, it will do what? It's going to snap at you. It's going to bite your ass. And that's the same thing that these devils are doing when they're hunting them. You know, when you sitting up there and you taking a lion cub away from its
Pride.
its mother, its mother's gonna remember that shit. So when another person tries to come and pet him or try to make friends with him, the lion's gonna hop all over that motherfucker and eat him alive.
Yeah, there's videos on these farms of where they milk the cows. What they do, they separate the little cow as soon as it be born, and you could hear the mother crying, bro.
Yeah.
The cow fucking crying and shit. You know what I mean?
And they do those babies fucked up,
Yeah.
man. They'll take the baby, they'll castrate it, and if it dies, they just dump him in a trash can right next to him. If it lives, then they'll go and wait for it to get older. And they do some ruthless ass shit in the farms, man.
Even to the point where Esau is chopping down everything, destroying all the different lands, so the animals have no place to even be. So now even here in Arizona, why you gonna have all these wildcats and different animals coming into the city, drinking out of people's swimming pool and being all through that area? So they start having that problem with what are those dogs called? Coyotes or whatever, coming in, and them little mountain lions or whatever they are coming in.
They're over here.
All these jackals, all that.
Yeah, all that's coming into the city.
And the Lord's putting that spirit on the animals to take vengeance, bro. What's
Yeah,
that? Ecclesiastes 39:28, the teeth of wild beasts.
Yeah.
You know?
And when that dog put that lazy face on, man.
That was a dog attack just recently, man. They fucking killed some lady. She was in a hospital. Just they had her tubed up.
Hey, did y'all hear about the elephant that was,
I heard about it.
that was
Yeah.
getting bothered by somebody?
Oh yeah.
And the elephant killed him, I think, and then when they buried him, the elephant went to the burial.
That's that vengeance.
That motherfucker ass off the ground.
That ain't done with you.
Start stomping on his grave.
You didn't think about that? He did. He ran to the funeral to everybody. He was like,
Damn, he wanted his ass.
Hey, there was another dude that was sucking a dog. Did you see that?
Yeah, the donkey fucked.
Well, yeah, I see that.
Had him in his teeth and
He
shit.
had him by the leg and shit.
Yeah,
you
the
know?
dog was biting him. I see that.
Yeah.
Animals gonna be
When animals attack.
When animals attack, it's always
Hey, bro, I got one more. It said back in Genesis 1:26. It says, let us make man in our image, after our likeness. And so here's the point that I want to go in on. It said, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea. You know? So pretty much, man, it says that 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 man was going to have that dominion. So, so since brothers we're pulling out how in the kingdom, man, you know how we are going to be back in the state of dominion, man. I'm gonna prove who's going to be in dominion. So this is Numbers 24 and 19, and so it says, out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion. So amen. So out of Jacob, you know that's going to be who has the dominion, man. It's not going to be Esau, and it's not going to be these heathens, man. It's going to be Jacob who has dominion, man. Because we can send these animals on you fucking heathens, man. We want to, man. You know, tell our lions to go scare the fuck out of Esau when he wakes up.
It was back in Psalm 84.
Psalms chapter 8 and verse 4. It says, it reads, what is man that thou art mindful of him, and the Son of Man that thou visitest him. Keep going. Verse 5, it says, for thou hast made him a little tower than the angels. It says, for thou hast made them a little lower than the angels, and hast crowned him with glory and honor. And so it says, verse 6, it says, thou madest him to have dominion over the work of thy hands. Thou hast put all things under his feet. It says, all sheep and oxen, yea, and the beasts of the field, the fowl of the air, and the fish of the sea, and whatsoever passeth through the paths of the sea. It says, in verse 9, it reads, O Yahweh, our Lord, how excellent is thy name in all the earth.
So that's why the scripture says that we can't imagine the things that we're going to have in the kingdom, man.
Yeah.
Can you imagine having like the brother said, having that talk to the animals? They wrote that song, if I could talk to the animals.
Yeah.
Not to do the.
Yeah, if I could talk to the animals. They were able to talk to the animals, man.
Yeah, they got that motherfucker, what's his name on the dog?
Dog
whisperer. The dog whisperer. Yeah. Hey, he actually, you know what I mean? He has a, that's how you know that animals do have a spirit and shit, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they get attitude and everything.
Yeah.
I got a dog. I see that.
This is the book of Ezekiel chapter 34 and 25. It says, and I will make with them a covenant of peace, and cause the evil beasts to cease out of the land. They shall go safely in the wilderness and sleep in the woods.
And that was Ezekiel.
I got
34 and 25.
34 and 25.
Ammunition, boy.
You know, right here in Genesis 2 and 18, it talks about why these beasts were created. So it says, and the Lord power said, it is not good that man should be alone. I will make him help me for him. And out of the ground, the Lord power formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air, and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them. And whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof. You know, so the animals were made to keep us company, man. You know? Who doesn't like seeing the creation of the Heavenly Father, man? You know, the zoo, you go to the zoo and you be seeing all the animals and things of that nature, because you know that's creation right there, man.
I'm gonna go into the Odyssey. That's a good picture too.
Yeah.
You see all the Odyssey. It's like a big aquarium thing.
Yeah.
You see sharks, whales. Okay, whales. Whales. It's all
Genesis 2:18.
Yeah, big ass turtles, bro.
2:18, 19.
Yeah, I highly suggest go to Golden, man. You guys have an opportunity.
Yeah, plus you got the butterfly too, place, right? Hey, well that's tight, bro. All the butterflies are flying around, and then they land on you, bro. You have like 3 or 4 on you at once, bro. And bro, it's just like, damn, bro, they're on you, they're not attacking you. So it's like a small little thing of like damn, bro, I'm with the animal type thing, you know? It's like a little small thing.
Small things, so bro. The heavy fallen creation.
Yeah.
What piece it?
No.
Keep on going. Genesis.
Verse
29.
Verse 27, it reads, so the powers created man in his own image, and in the image of the powers created he him.
We did it all at the same time, man. all at the same time. Male and female created he did. So he created at the same time. You know, like so Christians will tell you we made Adam first, then he put his feet into the rib bottom, then he made the woman. He created male and female, created he did. But the Adamites is what he's talking about. These are the Adamites upon the earth, man. Verse 28.
And out of all the Adamites, there was a supreme Adam, you know, that came out of that lineage, bro. You know what I'm saying?
The one that was given the breath of life, man. Verse 28.
The power is blessed them, and the power is set up them.
And the word Adam means what? Ground.
Ground,
Right?
yeah. Adama.
The power says unto them, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth.
See, so there was a massive amount of people upon the earth, man. Keep on going,
And subdue it.
And that's why, you know, too, right here it says, man and female created he them.
Yup.
You see, so there was an abundance of, you know,
Procreation.
humans that were both woman and son, you know, woman and man and woman. And shit.
They were being fruitful.
Yeah, because they try to take that he was taken out of his rib.
Yeah.
That was just someone out of his family. You know what I mean? Like we say.
Bone of
That's
my
my rib,
bone.
you know, that's my.
Yeah, that's in Genesis 29, where he was like, for Jacob is my rib, my flesh and my rib, or something
Yeah.
like that.
Said bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh.
That's your kid. That's your family, man.
Yeah, I have a cousin, we call him Bones. That's my bone, you know what I mean? That's my boy and shit, bro. You know what I mean? So it's simple, you know what I mean? It's not too complicated.
Yeah,
It's just,
that's what you know that, you know, Jake, man.
yeah.
Jake's actually speaking those terminologies, man.
Or like Jake always said, like kinfolk.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the scripture. You know what I mean?
King.
That's funny, Jake just has this like part of his speech.
Yeah.
It's in the spirit. It's like Issachar uses that's my carnal, you know, that's my blood.
Flesh.
That's my flesh.
That's the flesh of my flesh. Yeah.
When I have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moves upon the earth.
Keep on going.
The power said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all upon the face of all the earth, every tree, and the which is the fruit of the tree yielding seed, to you it shall be for meat. And to every beast.
We were all vegetarians at that time.
Yeah.
The herb.
See, that's for meat, not for anything else. We'll be making it equal to the name, like smoking herbs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
A perfect example was in the book of 2nd Ezra when the Lord kept telling Ezra to go eat the herb of the field.
Yeah.
He never told him to go eat meat or anything like that. And he was able to survive from the herbs of the field.
Same thing with Daniel too.
David Bush,
And if I may say, it tells you in Ezra, it tells you in the book of Ezra that he gave flour.
flowers.
So meaning that like the vegetables are like flowers. Like if you look at them like that, they grow like a flower.
Hey, they all grow flowers. All of them.
Yeah, so they use those for medicines too. Those different type of flowers.
When they say that dandelion, it has super
Diuretic.
Because technically it's the root. Because you don't really need meat. If you look at it, right, if you're in a hospital for like a week or two, they're not feeding you meat. They put the IV or they put the IV is for what? To hydrate you.
Yeah.
And then they give you other things for nutrients and shit
Broth.
for your brain. Yeah.
Well, when you don't eat meat, you have more of an alkaline diet. Like this brother, we did that diet like a couple years ago. I feel like 2 or 3 years ago, if I'm mistaken. And no disease could live in an alkaline body. So when you eat meat it creates mucus, and that's what a disease or a infection or a sickness attaches onto. It's the mucus. But when you have a so-called green diet, mucus can't live in an alkaline body. So that's why you start coughing on mucus and shit like that. You can't able to cure that.
Yeah, Dom, that's crazy too, man, because every fucking food place here that you see, man, that these devils have set up, it's all what based, man? It's all meat based, bro. Every food place is meat based, bro. You got tacos, you got burgers, you got chicken places. Like every place is meat based,
Because
man.
it's a celebration. That's why when you go into meat, it was always used as a celebration. So when you go into the New Testament, he said, when he came back to his son, he said, hey, I never left thee. When his son wasted his inheritance, he said, you killed a fat calf for him and everything. Because meat was really used for a celebration. So America's all in that celebration spirit.
Also,
Because the only reason why people don't eat as much vegetables as they do now as they used to is because now you got to go to a grocery store and you can't grow your own shit. Because it would spoil too fast for you to fill up your fridge with nothing but vegetables and actually have time to actually cook them and eat them all. You would run out of time. It always go back.
And then when you kill a livestock, you're killing your money basically.
Yeah.
Animals, and I know that for a fact because I have an uncle, he has cows and shit, and this dude be on that greedy shit with his animals because he knows that those animals equal money, man. They equal wealth, you know what I'm saying? So Jake was careful when he was, the Levites, they had to defend the cattle from the other Israelites when we were in the wilderness, you see, because Jake wanted to eat that shit, bro.
Job, that's how Job had abundance of riches as well, because he had a cattle. But that equals riches. Because if you look at a cow now, if you look at a cow now, a cow can go to like 50 grand, 60 grand. Depending on what kind of cow. Like the Japanese cow, though, you get Wagyu from meat. That's an expensive ass cow. You know,
and cows can bring nutrients and shit to your dirt.
Yep.
So if you put cow manure in the dirt and you mix it all together, it'll help your dirt become healthy, so it can grow the crops and shit better. That's why they when cows when they're eating their hay and all that shit, they get that cow manure and they mix it in. That's why when you go buy that little bag of dirt, I forget what it's called. When we go buy fertilizer or anything like that, it smells like cow manure because they mix that shit in with the cow manure.
And they do that because they depleted the soil. Because when you go to the scriptures, right? They're like when animals are meant to sit here and actually be able to migrate on the land.
Right.
They did an experiment where this dude, he owned property in Africa. He had half of his property not have the animals walk on, and the other half the animals got a chance to walk on because it broke up the ground. That's why when you have cattle, it actually ends up equaling wealth because you grow more crops.
Right.
It breaks up the soil. It provides that good topsoil like the brother's talking about. Yeah, it turns the soil by itself. Because you can't hit that much land by yourself. That's why you use the animals to do it.
Right. Not unless you have like a big ass tiller.
Yep.
Yeah, one of them.
And even that destroys the soil because you mess up the soil biome when you break up the soil that much.
You know, so if you think about something too, when you go back into beef, knowing it's not, we eat it, but not good. Because when you look at a bodybuilder, what do they eat? Because they say, look at an ox. I know you've seen it. Look at an ox. What do they eat? They eat green.
And that's the scripture.
So you still.
He said, look at the ant. The Lord said, what? Look at the ant.
Yep.
And Jake used to study the animals like Solomon did. Study the animals.
Documentary on that on Netflix about exactly that they just have a physical value.
Yep, that's what I'm talking about.
No injuries. They had no injury.
Nothing.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with eating meat, though.
But the amount of which we eat it now,
Yeah.
Well, they say that in Europe, when Americans go to Europe, they say that Americans smell like meat because of how much meat we consume.
Because what they did was they have now manipulated your body to believe that that's what you need now, is meat and shit. So when you get so used to having, it's like fucking crackheads, man.
Yep.
When crackheads do crack so much, their body needs that shit. So when they don't do it, then their body start breaking down because it thinks it needs it.
Yeah, it's beautiful too because Apostle Bar, he has a channel, or on his channel, he has a segment called In My Kitchen.
Yeah.
And when you watch it, he tells you, the shit that's good for you, the shit that's bad for you as well. Another thing that we consume a lot too is sugar. Where if you stop, and salt as well. If you stop eating sugar, which I did this shit before, you start shaking and shit like that.
Yeah, it's
like
good.
a fiend would do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You go to withdrawal.
Headaches too.
Yeah, withdrawal.
They say that it's more sugar is more addictive than cocaine.
They say it is. They say use dates. That's what Apostle Bar said. He said use date based and sweeten like smoothies and shit like that because dates are needed day to day. It's sweet as fuck. I don't know if your brother ever had a date before. But it's pretty fucking sweet. It's like it looks like a big ass raisin.
Yeah, that's why It's called, when people go on that keto diet and they cut out those carbs, they get what they call a keto flu. Because your body goes to that withdrawal so much that your immune system drops.
Right.
Because it's not used to having that much fucking it's not used to your temperature being that low. Because every time you eat that sugar, it causes your temperature to rise. So then,
make you hyper.
You got
Yeah, I got something from this book right here called Manners and Customs in the Bible. It's an illustrated guide to daily life in the Bible Times by Victor H. Matthews. It's pretty good, but it's an older book. You can get one with more, what do you call it? Pictures.
yeah.
More updated one, but there's a little paragraph right here in the page 20. It says, and it's the food preparation and diet. But on page 20 it says, the diet of ancient as well as modern pastoralists primarily consisted of various breads, milk, and curds, and fruits and nuts gathered along the line of march or purchased from villagers. It says the consumption of meat, since it upon reducing the size of the herd, occurred for the most part only on important occasions, such as when visitors were being hosted and the generosity of the host was being demonstrated.
Just many examples of scriptures, man.
Yeah, there's just got these examples right here.
The 12 in the English version too.
Hey, 'cause- and if you think about it, animals, just to have an animal is gonna cost you some money. You gotta feed it, you gotta, you know what I mean, take care of it, things of that nature, so.
Hey, that's why fishermen were so rich. Because there was no overhead. You just go out there with your boat, your net. You with the Lord, you fish, you bring it in. It's what the Lord provided, and you get your money off of that.
Hey, I got one. This is Sirach 38:4, and it says, "The Lord has created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them." So what are the medicines of the earth, man? The earth of the field, man.
Yep. What is it? Cabbage has a cruciferous vegetable. It has it's a cruciferous vegetable. That's what people are really supposed to eat a lot more cabbage because it reduces intestinal swelling, which most people have.
Meat.
Because of meat, yeah, that's really why. Reduces intestinal swelling. The herbs of the field, cilantro, extremely powerful.
Just the fact that fruit, when you eat it, you know, within minutes of eating it, you want to take a shit, bro.
Yeah,
You know, the body, that it's easy for the body to digest it. You know what I mean?
And that's why I would suggest that, like if you start feeling sick, just stay away from a lot of shit, man. But like,
Especially meat.
try to do it for like a week or so. You know, just stay away from fattening foods, a lot of meat, sugar and shit like that, and just fucking drink water, man. Drink water and salads and shit. And I'm telling you, you'll heal a lot faster, man. Because those times where I was sick and shit, and I just pretty much just cut everything out except water and salad. I had my demon just sit by me salad. That's all you gotta eat, salad. All right, so yeah, just give me a damn salad, man. Salad. Before you know it, I started getting better faster.
You can put carrots, you can put a whole bunch of things in salad, man.
Yeah.
You put radishes in there, you put cucumber, man, you got red onions. You know, what can't you put in a salad, bro? That's all natural and good for you to break down everything, and that's, you know, got tons of nutrients, man.
Yeah, a salad can take like a salad can taste like some meat, bro. You know what I mean? If you prepare that shit properly, you're eating some good. You eat good.
And if like in the morning, if you start feeling hungry, take like 2 bottles of water, cold bottles of water, and drink them motherfuckers.
Yep, you good.
And you good, man. You'll be good for the rest of the day.
I was there up there that it's a shame with meat because like it looks like a lot of your bacteria regardless.
Yeah.
You gotta cook it, so you're minimizing your exposure to bacteria. But produce, you can rinse it and wash it, and what bacteria bring off of it.
And it ferments in your stomach. Yeah. Which is fermented food. Best thing you can eat.
Oh, insanely good.
It's the best thing you can eat. Yogurt is a fermented food. What is it?
That's how they make liquor.
Sauerkraut.
Don't say yes,
All those fermented foods are the best things you can eat. I got a quick one. This is Sirach 30:25. It says, "A cheerful and good heart will have care of his meat and diet." Woo! Right. So that's how you stay good with eating good, man.
And if you eating, like if you just eating just to fucking eat, like usually what I do is when I eat, I try to eat not to get full. So when I eat, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? If I eat and I just keep eating and I'm full and I eat some more, then you just overdoing it.
Yeah, dietitians.
Yeah, you feel like shit afterwards.
There's a thing I read one time said it takes 15 minutes for you to feel full.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was gonna
So you can
say.
eat something, you wait 15 minutes, then you'll feel full. But you just constantly just gorge and just be a glut and you keep on feeding yourself, all this shit good, shit good, shit good. You're just gonna get fucked up, man.
Like,
And sometimes you gotta fight us all in, and then you gotta chill.
No, you gotta chill out, yeah. I do that too. I'm like, nah. She like, you want a second plate? I'm like, nah, I'm good. I be overdoing it.
but like you said too about water, because a lot of times we're thirsty, we're not hungry. Like
Right,
you said earlier,
right.
drink more water. You know, the curb that.
Even when you eat, you know, if your demon make you a plate or something and you finish that plate, just go drink some water, man. Go drink some water if you want to feel full, because at least you know the water is gonna help everything out either way. You need to be hydrated anyway. Because I know half us in this motherfucking room right now dehydrated.
Because we in the sauna, that's why.
Alright, we're gonna go ahead and end it and come back to this. It's already like 8:30.
You want to close out?
Yeah, we're gonna close out. Yeah, so what we'd like to say is Barak Be'Yahweh.
Barak Be'Yahweh.
Barak Be'Yahweh Shah.
Barak Be'Yahweh Shah.
Barak Be'Yahweh.
Barak Be'Yahweh.
Barak Be'Yahweh Shah.
Barak Be'Yahweh Shah.
Shalom. Shalom.